Hello ladies and gentlemen, Keaton here, and it's that time of the week again. It's the Tengu Drop Recap for the week of January 11th, 2015. Accidentally marked last week's video with January 4th, 2014. Yeah, it's gonna take a while to get into the habit of writing 2015. But anyway, let's not look at the past, let's look at the future, or, well, the present, well, kind of the past. You know what, never mind. We're gonna recap all the videos that we released this week on the channel, starting with Monday, as always. On Monday, Joe did more Cosmocoria. This time around, he found himself face to face with the new implemented Jelly Boss in Cosmocoria. I try not to spoil myself with Joe's videos because he's so much more far advanced than I am. But apparently, according to the feedback that the video got from the creator of the game, apparently Joe is too good at the game because he makes it look too easy. And every time Joe does a video, he's like, this apparently needs to be more difficult. And, you know, that makes me sad because the game is plenty hard. Nonetheless, apparently Joe makes Cosmocoria his you-know-what, so check it out if you haven't, for Monday. On Tuesday, I checked out more Action Hank. This time around, I did the, I guess you would say the 70s themed levels. It's a nice level pack full of bright, vibrant colors, some great banging disco tracks, and it's topped off with the, I think this is the third unlockable character, Neil, who is a nice afro sporting, slick, riding, disco loving friend. So I checked out all the latest levels added to the game, including Neo's challenge. Pretty fun. Highly recommend you guys check it out. It's a much different Action Hank sort of visual, which was great to see. So definitely check it out if you haven't, especially if you've kind of grown tired of Action Hank's like general aesthetic. This one really takes it up a notch and makes it much more beautiful to look at. Yeah. Moving on to Wednesday. On Wednesday, Joe did more Distance. Speaking of very vibrant, quick-paced, colorful neon light games, it's more Distance. This time he checked out the challenge maps that Refract added to the game. It's more Distance. It looks fun as always, and you know, challenge definitely looks like one of those modes that you challenge your friends and you're like, hey, I got the better time, suck it, and then you know, you spend hours obsessing over it, kind of like Action Hank. Anyway, the Distance on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we also did Blockade 3D, a game that we didn't have the highest of opinions going into, but we still managed to have a little fun. I think we're probably going to go back to it at some point, so you know, there's that to look forward to. Blockade 3D, it's an early access voxel-based shooter kind of game, but it's got a whole bunch of modes. We only checked out a few of them. But yeah, we're probably gonna go back to it at some point, so definitely get caught up on Blockade 3D if you haven't. Anyway, moving on to Thursday. On Thursday, as always, it was the Nuclear Throne one-shot. And yeah, this week was just not kind to me for Nuclear Throne videos. The first one-shot that I did not record properly. So I lost the footage. Unfortunately, that was the situation. It was a really good run too. It was a robot run to the palace. I utilized Hammerhead, but yeah, that was unfortunate. But the run I ended up posting was a pretty lackluster Rebel run, unfortunately. Didn't do as well as I would have liked to, but again, it was Rebel. I'm not used to Rebel. I'm not very good with Rebel, but nonetheless, if you want to see me just get trolled by the game, check it out if you haven't already. If you haven't laughed at my pain yet, there you go. Anyway, on Thursday, I also did Super Wolfenstein HD. Checked out that indie game jam game. It was originally developed part of a game jam that featured PewDiePie in some form. It's pretty janky, quote unquote realistic ragdoll physics. Not exactly the most refined. It's definitely not one of those game jam games where you're like, oh, there's some promise here. No, it seems to be purposely made to be janky and just ridiculous. So yeah, I cut out a lot of content from that, just me losing my mind trying to get through it legitimately. Then I just realized you can shovel through. You can just use the shovel and dig through the level and beat it that way. So spoilers, that's what I do. But nonetheless, if you want to see the If you want to see me go from excited to just losing my mind at the end, there you go. Super Wolfenstein HD. On Friday, we did more 7 Days to Die, and that was a thing. Admittedly, I don't remember much of what happened on that day, and looking back at the footage, it was weird. I really wasn't feeling too hot that day, like, so I was pretty sick, and we had a lot of weird conversations. I'm just gonna leave it at that. If you want to hear some really weird conversations going on, some somewhat odd obsession with Maggie from The Walking Dead, by the way, just, you know, putting that out there. It's kind of got weird at a point, you know, but, you know, nonetheless, it's more 7 Days to Die. Check it out if you haven't already. On Saturday, we did more Insurgency. This time around, it was just Joe, me, and Kevin. And we tried the hunt mode initially before going back to the checkpoint mode. Didn't do too hot this time around. Hunt is quite a very challenging mode, so we'll definitely have to come back at some other point. So it's very dark maps, unfortunately, so a lot of just either pure darkness or blinding green lights in your face. And the ending is pretty funny. I'll just say right now, I am actually trying to break in a new keyboard after having used the same keyboard for like 10 years now at least. So yeah, I ran into some funny business with my keyboard. Got some chuckles out of the guys. Glad it was so funny. Once again, laughing at my pain seems to be the theme this week. So a lot of laughing at my pain, if that's your thing. Nonetheless, that was the week in Tengu Drop videos. As always, if you missed anything, everything that we released this week is in the description, so you can click it and go check it out for yourself. And yeah, as always, thank you to everyone who has watched our videos, supported them, shared them, etc, etc. I always appreciate the support. And yeah, until next week, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys then for another Tengu Drop Recap. Bye!